Hello there, tax fans. This is another video on UAE corporate income tax, and hopefully this should be a relatively speedy one because we're just going to look at the rates of tax, the rates of corporate income tax in the UAE. And broadly speaking, there are three categories here. We have mainland companies. We have qualifying free zone companies, so QFZPs, and we have MNEs, so multinational enterprises, or Pillar 2 codes, and each of those will be slightly different. So a mainland company essentially will be subject to, I guess, the conventional rates that apply in the UAE. So essentially the first 375k in dirhams, of course, will be free of tax. So 0% rate applies. The balance subject to tax at 9%. Relatively straightforward, but there are a couple of other things we have to think about. So if it's a company or a natural person which is undertaking a business that requires a trading license, so that type of natural person is perhaps counterintuitively within corporate income tax, then small business relief is likely to apply. So in the scenario where small business relief does apply, if the revenues of the company or the natural person not exceeded 3 million at any point since corporate income tax was introduced, then the profit, the effective rate will be 0% because the company is essentially deemed not to have made any profits at all. If it is a natural person, then we also have natural persons relief, which means that if the revenues earned or made on that business activity, so as I said, the business activity needs to be one that requires a trade license. If they're below 1 million, then again, there's no need to even register for corporate tax at all. To claim small business relief, we do need to register for tax and complete a tax return. If they're a natural person with income below 1 million AED, then there's no need to register for corporation tax at all. So QFZP, so qualifying free zone persons. Again, there's a bit of a two-track approach here. You can have qualifying income, or you could have other income, so non-qualifying income, basically. If you have qualifying income, which could be something like, it could be something that falls within the definition of headquarter fees, or it could be qualifying IP income, then potentially it would qualify for a 0% rate of corporate income tax. Those categories are quite narrow and narrowly defined, so do not assume if you have a QFZP that your income is necessarily going to fall in that bracket. It's probably better to assume quite the opposite, to be fair, but you do need to look at that properly. Anything else will be subject to tax at 9%. Also bear in mind that QFZPs that haven't elected to be taxed within the main corporate income tax legislation, generally speaking, don't qualify for reliefs either, but that's one for another day. And the final category, very quickly, will be multinational entities. Those that are subject to Pillar 2 of the base erosion and profit shifting initiative introduced by the OECD, and that's for pretty big companies, it has to be said. So you need 750 million euros of revenue to be within that bracket, but those will be within the 15% top up tax territory. So again, a slightly different approach if you're in that tax bucket. But for now, that's all I want to say on UAE corporate income tax rates. I hope you found that useful. As I said, I will be doing a few more videos over the next few weeks and months, so hopefully there's something you'll find interesting in those as well. But for now, thank you very much. Any comments, any queries, pop them below and I'll try and come back to you. But for now, thank you very much.